Hey everyone, this is me, Noah, from Knights of 67, here with some more 5.4 World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria PTR coverage for you guys, and today is going to be a different type of video. It is going to be the preview of all of the PvP sets that are on the PTR. So, these are Season 14, they are item level 522, and most of them look pretty freaking epic. So the first one I already showed off to you guys in my latest video, but I'll go over it again. This is on a Pandaren, obviously, and this is the Shaman PvP gear. Again, looks very cool because of the whole paw thing on the shoulders, and the wolf helm looks very well made and detailed. Awesome. The axes also have a pretty cool looking proc for EU enhancement. Next up we have Rogue, and I took the weapons as well from the vendor. The Rogue one looks not too bad in my opinion. I mean, it by no means is the coolest Rogue tier, and it really doesn't even look that Rogue-ish. But at the same time, it doesn't look bad. I do like the shoulders. The belt looks pretty dang cool. The helmet, at best. But you know, I think it is a overall decently solid Rogue, you know, PvP set. It's not bad. It's not terrible. You know, it's just kinda meh. It's like a 5 out of 10. Next we have Warlock. Now, this Warlock tier may kind of look familiar. It does look an awful lot like the tier in ICC, but you can see that cool proc right there that turns like into like a jade color. Also, the proc on the staff as well looks pretty cool. Now, the weapons are by no means part of the tier. I just tried to match them as best I could. Now, this Warlock tier actually looks pretty cool. I love the shoulders and everything. And if I was a Warlock, I'd just get rid of the helm. Like, the skull looks pretty cool on it, but I'm not a fan of the huge top hat or anything. But the gear itself looks pretty damn awesome with the skulls and everything. It definitely does look Warlock-esque, you know. If it wasn't for the skulls and, you know, all that stuff, it could easily be any other caster gear. But it does seem to be a pretty solid Warlock tier. I'm not complaining. It looks good. Next we have Death Knight. And the Death Knight tier, overall, doesn't look bad. It has, like, something that looks like nails kind of coming out of the shoulders and the back of the helm right there. That's really the only part I don't particularly like about the tier. But other than that, it does look pretty awesome. I actually do love the helm. I think it looks cool. The shoulders look badass without the nail things, in my opinion. The chest looks good. The leggings and the boots look awesome, in my opinion. The gloves look nice. The chest piece looks nice. That axe goes well with a Death Knight. Overall, I'd say it is a pretty good looking tier. Next we have the Monk. Now take a look at this proc right here. Jade Serpent, head and shoulders. Yeah, that's awesome. Now without it, it looks more like a rogue, especially with these friggin' huge ass weapons I am holding. But overall, I mean, even without the proc, the gear by no means looks bad. By no means looks bad. It looks pretty good. I like it. I like the, you know, the belt looks really awesome. I'll try and get that to proc for you guys one more time here. I don't know how long this will take, but we'll try and get it to proc one more time so you can see it. Again, now you can see the proc on the weapons. Looks kind of cool. There we go. So again, you get a Jade Serpent head and shoulders. That is awesome. Monks, you have pretty much won it. But, actually, I take that back. And you'll see why in a minute. So, yeah. Pretty solid tier. the Mage tier. Now, the Mage tier looks pretty damn good, in my opinion. It definitely looks like a caster set. Not gonna lie about that. It does look more like it could be a priest set. Definitely looks like it could be more of a priest set. Mainly because of the backing and the head. It looks similar to the style of older, tiers. It definitely does look pretty cool. I do like that staff. It's a little too friggin' big, but it's okay. The shoulder pads look really cool. They're kind of like floating off the character, and I bet that's just, like the way that they just look, but it could be intentional. I don't know. It does look pretty cool. Now, I'm going to skip over Priest and Warrior I've made here because they don't have the tiers available on the actual PTR. So at the end of the video, I'm going to show them to you through Wowhead's model viewer. So I'm just going to skip to Druid. Druid looks pretty cool. It has awesome looking horns on the helmet there. It has a pretty cool looking helm thing. I think that's like you can see like an animal skull kind of in there a little bit. Which looks really good. It's kind of dark for a Druid tier. Like it looks more like dark and sinister, but I like it. The shoulders look pretty nice again with the animal skull and horns. It kind of reminds me of the Dragon Soul tier piece for Shaman in a way, at least with the shoulders. But it does seem to be a pretty solid. Again, that staff looks pretty cool. It does appear to be a pretty solid Druid tier. Not gonna lie, I think it looks very cool. And with something like a Tauren that like is bigger and more badass looking, I think it could look even better. But I am a Tauren, so I'm a bit prejudiced. But nevertheless, very cool looking. Hunter's got very cool. I mean, look at that helm animation there. I don't even think that's a proc. That just stays there, which looks really cool. The shoulders. I mean, I'm digging this. I mean, look at the things on the back here. The giant fangs. Now those are procs. Wow, the Hunter tier looks incredible as well. The detail on the armor looks awesome. That gun, and there's also a bow that looks similar in architecture. Looks pretty awesome. The shoulders look awesome on the side there with those three things, and then with those huge friggin', I guess, fangs. I don't really know what you would call that, but it looks awesome. Look at the back of the helm there. Looks pretty awesome. I'm just trying to give you an in-depth look at it. Sorry if I spend more time on others. I just am kind of interested in more over the others, obviously. And these aren't even my classes, mind you. I just think they look awesome. So, Hunter. Wow, looks really amazing in my opinion. Alright, so now we have the last one that I'm showing on the PTR before I cut to the other ones, and that's Paladin. Now, Paladin, much like the, you saw a little proc there with that, much like the other tier that I said with the Rogue, not tier, a season gear, it doesn't look bad. It definitely looks Paladin, like I couldn't see this on like a warrior or something. If it was like a darker like shade, like if it was like purple or something, then it would be warrior. But with this color, it definitely feels Paladin. And it's not a bad tier. Again, most of these sets have procs, like you're seeing with those shoulders right now with the fangs hanging off. You see that cool, like, it's that skull thing. It just like pops out. It's a proc on that shield, which is pretty cool. I am pretty impressed overall with these PvP sets. I think they look pretty incredible. If only Blizzard could fix PvP. But hopefully that's coming in the next patch. But again, I do like the helm. I like the shoulders overall. Set looks pretty solid. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut to the priest and the warrior sets for these, because they are not available in the PTR. So I'm just going to show you them on Wowhead instead. So, yep, this tier. And look at that proc right there with the ethereal looking wings and the crown. It looks awesome. Now, as far as the tier itself, sorry if the Pandaren hair is getting in the way. it's a early model, so not much I can do. But overall, you can see the set does not look bad at all. It certainly does not look bad. I'm gonna wait for that proc to happen one last time. But as far as the overall tier goes, it does not look bad. It does definitely look like a priest set. But the proc is the thing that makes this tier without a doubt. Look at that again. I think priests have earned the envy of every other class in the game. I know they've earned my envy. Holy crap. Now we move on to the warrior. Now the warrior definitely looks cool. You can see the ram horns on the helm there. You can see a little skull thing on there. I'll go back to it. You can see again there are like nail looking things. The armor looks pretty incredible overall. Again, you can see the horn on that one. You can see this weird skull with like its eyes bugging out and its tongue, like all radical, bro. And the ram helm and everything. It definitely looks warrior-esque, and it definitely looks pretty awesome, in my opinion. Definitely looks very, very cool. Alright guys, so this concludes today's video on the Tier 14 preview for patch 5.4 for World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria. Very awesome sets overall. I'm very impressed that Blizzard has put this kind of effort into PvP sets, which makes me that much more excited to see the Tier 16 rating set for Siege of Orgrimmar. It definitely seems to be going in the right direction. They actually have 3 sets up right now on Wowhead. Link in the description for the article that I used to show you the priest and warrior models. They also have all other models up at the moment, as well as 2 different colors here. Besides the ones I've shown you. So you can look at those, and you can also preview the 3 sets of Tier 16 that they have. But overall, pretty cool sets, and I'd say, hands down, priests win this battle because of that insane proc they have. I'm sorry, but, I mean, really? Tyrael wings? Really? So, that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Very cool collection of tier. Yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be trying to bring you guys more PTR stuff as soon as it is up and ready to go. Until next time, this is Noah from Knights of 67, signing off.